Okay, so just to answer your question, how is Cookie going to be? She's still a wee bit uncomfortable with strangers. All right, just to really want to show you, really in a quick little video, how what the future is going to look like when she goes home after her board and train in a few days' time. Day Sunday, I think she goes home Wednesday, Thursday. So keep in mind, whatever we're doing right now, you're going to have to keep that going. This is not a quick fad diet. This is you changing the way you communicate with the dog, and learning how to become a healthy eater rather than just having a quick fix diet. Okay? So with Cookie, we have taught and implemented certain tools that will enable you as the owner to be able to keep that going, to be able to have her safe and others safe, comfortable, communication makes sense, it's fair. These are all the things that you're going to be doing with her and others. So the things that she's learning and learn are the remote collar. She's learned how to walk nicely. She's learned how to be off leash. She's very comfortable with a muzzle. She's excellent on a place as well. And these tools help you with her introductions of dogs and strangers. Okay, you're gonna have to for a wee while still show her, especially show her how to meet, because especially with Louise and I, she's already kind of goes, right, with you guys, this is how we meet, and this is how I should feel, and this is how I should act. But then she's going to go straight back to her owners, and our habits have changed, so her habits change. When she goes back to the owners, when she goes back to you guys, I'm talking to the world who's watching this, but also to the owners that are going to be taking her back. Your habits need to change on how you're interacting with her, and that will then transfer from us to you. That she goes, oh, so this is how I'm meant to feel when strangers are around, or this is what I'm meant to do when there's small dogs around, with you as well as with Roddy and Louise. So that's how it has to work. You need to keep it going through repetition. You are going to, we call this counter conditioning, desensitizing. You're going to have, and repetition, you're going to have her change her whole perception of others, other dogs and other people, and her whole behavior will change as well. Okay, but there needs to be that habit. So one of the ways, first of all, is how she feels about coming out of her place, and how she should act when she comes into our environment, because this is ours that she's allowed to be in, and how she feels about the tools. So for example, an e-collar or a prong collar or a muzzle. So we'll just show you that, for example, right? So Cookie's happy. She's a very happy-go-lucky girl. She's really excited. But she has to learn manners, okay? Cookie break. She comes out, she's all happy. We can have a wee bit of hello, hello, hello. No problem. We want her to be a happy-go-lucky girl, okay? She's wanting to pick up the wee toy that you can't see in the picture. Gonna add in her e-collar, because the first thing that goes on when you're going to be involved with going outside, or if there's strangers coming in your house, first thing that's going to be involved is the remote collar. The remote collar is going to be your communicator, your invisible leash with her, all right? So she's having a wee drink. We're just going to let her have a drink, and then we're going to call her through. Right, Cookie, let's go. Come on, sweetie. Get to it in front of the camera. Here, sit. Good job, you can see her. Okay. This is how she feels about the remote collar. Remember, dogs don't lie. So we've already conditioned the collar very well. Collar goes on the side of the neck, nice and snug. So you've got a good connection to the muscle for the TENS machine that we're able to communicate really, and that allows her to be off leash out on a walk, but also, around the house if there are strangers around. Okay, we're going to add in here for when you have on leash control. We're adding in her prong collar. Prong is the most gentlest and most effective way of getting her attention, and it involves no choking. It involves just pressure on the muscles here in a pinch fashion, hence the prong collar, with nothing over the throat so she can't choke. This is how the dog seems so terrified and hates the prong collar. No, she's sitting waiting to get on because she's going to walk, you see? It's much better. Prong goes above the e-collar. She's got her lead on. She'll be very happy to go out on a walk. We might even just chuck in a couple of times. Cookie, please. Good. Cookie break. Yay, good girl. Okay, just to show you. Okay. We can also add our muzzle. The funny thing is, the thing that the dog, probably most of us, out of all the tools we're using right now, still totally fine with the muzzle, but the thing that she doesn't want the least, or wants the least, is the muzzle. And people feel about the prong or e-collar, and they're like, the dog hates them, and you're evil, and the muzzle, these same sort of people, to be honest, can hate a muzzle too. But the muzzle is a great tool to use. We only use a muzzle with Cookie when we're going to control new introductions with dogs or with strangers. Okay, once she's come with you, she is very safe, she doesn't need a muzzle in any way. But when she is going to meet a new dog or meet a stranger, the ideal would be the e-collar and the muzzle combined together. Okay, if it's in a home, that's really all you probably need, along with the place training. If it's outside, you would have her on a leash to have that extra layer of control in meeting a dog or a person, and until everything is safe and comfortable. And she just needs that a bunch of times until everything's comfortable. And once she's in comfortable, these tools can come off. Because if the dog isn't listening to these tools, they're not going to listen to your word. So we have to get them listening through these tools first, and then when we feel we have enough safety and clarity and respect, we can then remove the tools. So here we add her muzzle. Muzzle on. Good. The reason I'm doing that is just to show you, and also she's going to walk with some other dogs in a minute. Strange dogs. So this allows her to have the muzzle, and we can do another wee bit. Cookie, please. Good girl. Yay, come on, break. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. So you can see the only time she's been most subdued is with the muzzle on, not the prong or the e-collar. And you would say she's like accepting of it. She's been conditioned a lot to the muzzle, but she's also like, I still just never like it, this thing over my face. And we're kind of like, that's okay, that's all right. You don't have to fully like something, but you're going to have to, tolerate it to keep things safe for a while until you have that proper introduction. Okay, so that's a really good example there of how dogs perceive certain tools compared to how we do. All right, and we love muzzles. Muzzles allow us to speed everything up with the training, but it's not the prong and the e-collar that she's uncomfortable with in any way, only slightly the muzzle. Okay. And when we say that, it's very, very mild. She's in sniffing another cage, and we can be like, hey, Cookie, let's go look. Let's go, girl. Like, she's happy to still do that and be waggy-tailed. And, yeah, good girl, come on in. And have her moving around, okay? So the muzzle is the thing that keeps everything safe, okay? Hope that helps.